Come on over here. Come on over here. No, you flipped me off. Come on, coward. No, no, no. Come on. You're not an intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video by your favorite epic commentary channel ever. Now featuring over 5,000 plus fans, which is kind of poggers. Before we begin this lovely drama video, all I want to say, and this isn't one of the plugs I'd normally do, please join my Discord, okay? It sounds like a plug, but the server is really just a place where I talk with my fans all day, and I just have such a lovely community of almost 300 people in there, so I'd actually love to hear your opinions on this video, and sadly I can't read every comment anymore, although I reply to 95% of them, and heart them as well, so that if I heart a comment, the whole sign behind that is I've read it, so, you know, I don't always heart comments I agree with, I heart comments just to let you know I've read them, so if you see me heart a comment that you don't exactly believe is the right kind of comment to agree with, it doesn't mean I agree with them, it's just comments I heart. And even then, comments are generally very vague and hard to understand. So, my Discord really is just a place where I'd love to see you be, with the 300 other members. I'd just love to hear more from you. So please feel free to come talk with me in the server. I'm constantly active. And, well, today in the news, LoveSick, or Love Letter, is kind of getting cancelled all over Twitter. After completely redesigning and changing character, basically assassinating Bo-chan, LoveSick has nosedived. This drama started because Bo-chan's original designer, Shortcake, left the team due to a drama, and then claimed Bo-chan as her IP and went as far as to copyright the character, which was without a doubt a big issue for DrApeis. However, lots of people are starting to have issues with him lately. At the end of this video, I'll leave you with another segment of my interview with Cameron, where he explained to me why DrApeis says without a doubt Narbles is falling, which was another shocking plot twist I've seen recently, seeing as Narbles' Yandere Simulator type game got cancelled because he couldn't handle criticism and drama. But all the evidence lines up, so if you watch to the end, you'll hear that explained for yourself. And as always, I'm hoping for the best for Love Letter. However, this drama, especially, is too big to ignore. There are artists leaving, volunteers exposing the awful interactions with Apeis they've had, and even me myself, I got blocked by DrApeis for asking if I could make a Love Letter dedicated channel for discussing the game neutrally and addressing the drama he was in. He complained and said that would not be at all acceptable, and it was his game and it was his right. Now, him blocking me a load is okay, but when you have all these different awful stories coming out on Twitter about workers working for him and their bad experience, it doesn't show a pretty light for the game itself. It seems like the Yandere Simulator curse continues. Okay, so this Twitter account started with this tweet where they brought up about the fact that Shortcake had claimed that her character had been stolen and that Bo-chan was her IP. And then they released an email basically saying that people can contact them and they require like evidence and everything and they can respect privacy. Up here, they start talking about stolen art textures. So, this shows about the person talking about how their art was used in LoveSick and how they basically wanted it removed. And DrApeis basically just said, yeah, well, you know, I'm keeping it as a placeholder. And they said that they just want it removed, and he said like a message, we're not against YandereDev. They said, I want it completely removed, and he said, it's an edit of the gas texture, meaning it's technically not valid for any copyright. Any edited model / texture that has a model or not made by you isn't subject to copyright. Have a good day. Which just isn't how it works, because any art that's created, whether it's given as like volunteer work or edited in any way, if it's made by a person with their own hard work, technically it is their own copyright, and they reserve the right to retract that at any time, technically, which is something that a lot of people get wrong, including me at some point in my life. It's a mistake that a lot of people don't know, but every single piece, whether you've actually officially copyrighted or not, you do own the copyright too. So DrApeis is very much in the wrong here. If a person requests their art removed, they have the right to have it removed. Unless they signed a contract, obviously. So this is a poll about DrApeis. Basically saying, should I bring a piece of stuff back? Which is kind of stupid. But, you know, it's nothing actually that much. Sexual harassment by volunteer manager. So this is screenshots that I probably shouldn't address, but it's basically claiming it was sexual harassment. And who knows, there's no complete evidence to it, so I can't exactly back up the claim in any way. And then they follow up mentioning the document that they made, which is a huge WordPress about Yandere, about LoveSick dev DrApeis, basically saying everything they had as an issue with him, which, you know, a lot of it is really worrying, to be honest, when all of this stuff has already happened in the first, like, month of making a game, compared to what YandereDev has had happen in the last 6 years. This could end up amounting to even more issues than YandereDev is, which is kind of worrying, to be honest. Then we go up, ridiculing and doxing a 10-year-old fan. I've seen screenshots that disprove a lot of this. I've seen screenshots basically saying this was a meme and that the information wasn't actually real that was being shared. I've seen like the full unedited screenshots where it wasn't censored, where it came across that basically it was a meme and it wasn't serious. So, you know, this should be taken with a grain of salt. This one, you know, it is what it is, and it wasn't actually a dox. It was just an address that didn't even exist. So, yeah, it was a joke. Okay, revoking ownership rights of volunteers. So DrApeis declared that all assets created by volunteers for the project are now indefinitely official assets of the Love Letter game, which was decided without their consent. As of now and moving forward, any asset of the game, concept art, etc. are now officially assets of the Love Letter team. And by giving us your assets, designs, etc., you give up the right to claim them or remove them from the game, although you will still be credited as the original owner. This is to prevent users from leaving the project and taking stuff that is needed to continue development. Now this, it makes sense, but when it's not legally binding and when it's not on contracts, it's just, and when people haven't been notified, it's kind of scummy. And this was, as they said, after the original designer of Bochan revoked the team's usage rights and permissions in response to a team being dismissed from the team for drama. Who's surprised? DrApeis can't handle criticism. So, former Love Letter character designer was fired for revealing the team used the development server to raid a YouTube video, which further up was the video made by Cameron, someone that I spoke to, where DrApeis just told them to dislike it, which isn't exactly a raid, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. That's not exactly what a raid is, but it is still kind of scummy to just tell people to dislike it without even listening to it. And I can understand it's a raid of sorts, but it's not exactly like a legal raid or like a raid that they can actually do anything about. It's not actually like a legal raid. Although I believe it does still violate Discord's guidelines, so who knows what can happen there. Former moderator of Love Letter community server explains personal experience working with the moderation team, including accusations of being a spy. We think you're narwhal, he instant banned. It's a whole list of just DrApeis censoring people for basically leaking staff chat, which, you know, it's kind of scummy to leak staff chat, but having your rights as staff revoked for it is a little bit worrying. Still have to keep seeing claims of abuse and neglect. Sadly, those match with the things I've witnessed. They're all true events. I was terrified of speaking out, given how cruel people were treated when they had done so. Not to mention the harassment some of my co-workers in the project went through. One of these co-workers is a minor who got bodied when the design of Male Bokun was released, and it was sad. Myself included, I was mocked and spoken down like a child. I was just a VA, an artist happy to contribute a new project and meet talented peers, but I never thought it would be that. It was a general disaster. I'm now feeling brave enough to speak out, which I'm feeling, so I'm willing to tell my story. Thank you for giving victims a platform to speak up about all this mess. I hope it goes well for all parties. And it just goes down basically saying that they experienced the exact same thing as everyone else, which was neglect from DrApeis and relative abuse, which is not the best. Former voice actor speaks up. Yeah, that's this again, as followed. Former head admin speaks out about the management mishandling, which I've seen myself. The server management is awful. So awful. Virgin Fiance, I was the first moderator admin and eventual head admin of Love Letter from day one. I saw something wrong. DrApeis was really active. I was banned out of nowhere when we were having a civil discussion about some rumours. DrApeis is one of the server managers I've ever had the misery of being part of, which, you know, I've witnessed firsthand. He's actually left the server. Not safe for work around minors. Content warning. So I've already seen this, obviously, because I've gone through my script and, you know, I've read the tweets, because I don't just talk about stuff that I haven't read. But this is when DrApeis is talking with a minor about some very non-safe for work stuff. Now, I have a few issues with this, but I also can understand it. When you're talking with a minor, I don't believe necessarily you can't talk about sexual topics, but I believe that you should be very, like, careful about what you say. You shouldn't go into too much detail, and it shouldn't be, like, a graphic conversation. Like, if you're having a conversation with a minor and you go, haha, sex, fuck, cum, big sex, shag, like, stupid stuff like that. Like, I see no real issue with that because, you know, a minor will make the same jokes. As long as they're comfortable with the conversation, they make it clear they're comfortable. Like, they're actively, like, partaking in it themselves. But when it's, like, really in detail messages, like, so... I'm not even reading it, but as you can see, like, stuff like this when there's a minor in the chat, and then someone marking it as NSFW, and then other people saying it was admin abuse. When this is happening and there's a minor in the chat where he's talking about, like, serious stuff like this, it's kind of worrying. I just think that, you know, you should be a bit more careful about your audience and make sure that the minor themselves are actually, like, comfortable with the whole conversation. And then more following down. People are saying settle down, there are minors here. But it's still going on. This clings your butthole together, it's whatever. YandereDev's a massive if else code and cock, whatever. Some of this is okay, my dick is swole, yeah, whatever, who cares. Piss fetish. You know, this isn't that bad. I can't wait to 3 liters of... This is just too much. Way too much. Way too much just graphic detail. Without, like, you know, the minor being very much... the minor should very much be comfortable. And then posting images like this, which is fine in general, but it's just a bit... It's a bit too much when... The minor isn't comfortable, obviously. But if the minor's comfortable, you know, you can't exactly see it as a huge issue if the minor's comfortable. But if the minor isn't comfortable, it's kind of worrying. So this is people confirming about the YouTube raid, which, you know, it happened. There's a screenshot above about it. Here you go. So this is them raiding Cameron's video, basically saying you can tell he's 16. Is that the dude who faked screenshots? Someone saying it's him, although he didn't actually, because DrApeis admitted the screenshots were real. Dislikes, counter-dislikes to dislike the video. He claims she's ripping off another character. I contacted my friends too, they did good. So basically people just ratioing the video without even listening to it. Got my friends to dislike, you'll have connections. Waiting for my boyfriend to get off work, sent it to my IRL. It's people, like, just intentionally trying to dislike a video. And then this is the current dislike-like ratio. You can see clearly DrApeis had intended to raid it, but also a lot of people are just disliking because, you know, it's a negative video on DrApeis, which, you know, I might even get dislikes on this video, even though I'm trying to be the most neutral I can be while looking at this evidence, but I might still, you know, have some people coming at me, but who knows, so, it is what it is. If people decide to dislike this video, you're free to. My video is just here to, you know, critique these actions in hopes that LoveSick Dev will improve and keep making a good game. Receive screenshots of the love letter moderation team with which DrApeis explicitly acknowledges that Bochan was designed by Shortcake. Yeah. Can I steal your design and make it the main character? Technically that does count as a contract because she gave consent, but she did revoke that consent, so. Basically, if you want to know any more about this whole drama, you can follow this Twitter and it will give you all the updates. It's Bochan Feelings. I believe there was also another one where it was at our Feelings, but I'm pretty sure that they got suspended. Not really sure, but who knows what's going on there. Anyway, that's it for this video. You can follow the whole hashtag, which is #OurTrueFeelings, which is where you'll be basically every single detail going down the list, where, you know, you can just see the drama just in general. But yeah, you can follow it as much as you want, and maybe you can decide if you want to not support LoveSick Dev or whatever. I don't know, it's your choice. But you know, there's a more important Twitter that you can follow, which is @NotHarley. You know, this art is amazing, by the way. The original artist behind it was by this person called Masso Soup or Anyco Sad Ice Cream with a 1 instead of an I. You can follow them. Their art is really cool. You know, we get a lot of fan art, but as you can see, they're the person that made this art, and, you know, I love it. Just saying. But follow me @NotHarley. I killed a Pokemon tier 3 simp, and you know, I feel pretty good about it. I've got some nice quotes in my bio. For some reason my bio is messed up though, and it hasn't separated them. But you know, cool Twitter to follow. It's worth the follow. It's just me memeing. So you know, you can follow if you want. But anyway, to the pre-recorded outro in the past, yeah. Anyway, to end this lovely video, I wanted to give a shout out to everyone who's made 5,000 subscriber fan art for me. Your fan art genuinely makes me so happy. Okay, it makes me so happy every day, and I just want you to know how much it means to me. Everyone's Discords or social tags will be on screen, so please go and show them the support they rightfully deserve. Thank you, join my Discord, subscribe, like, comment your opinion, and please support every single artist who supports me, because it's such an important thing that artists get recognized for. When they do such important and high quality fan art for YouTubers that they support, it needs to be noticed, because that's a lot of work that they're dedicating to just a regular random YouTuber for no reason. So like, they unironically deserve all the support they get, because it's a lot of work that they're dedicating to someone. So, you know, support artists, and goodbye.
Says she wanna rock with a nigga like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with a nigga like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock with a nigga like me.